how you'll find 9-year-old Wesley Eaton in the summertime.
When he goes on the boat with us, it just makes the whole day, different and more fun.
Out on the water, aboard the eyesore, his 20-foot skiff, cruising around the Piscataqua in search for his next big catch.
And it's perfect for, a young kid to start out, like he's not quite there being able to haul the trap up by himself. We stay right up along the rocks and stay out of everybody's way.
Pick him out.
He comes from a line of lobstermen.
It's good.
My dad and my grandfather are both lobstermen, so I hop between their boats every summer. I got a 100 trap license.
Wow. Is that common for a 9-year-old to have?
Not that common, but there is some people who do have lobster license at a young age.
There you go. I started lobstering with my father-in-law here in 2012. I was able to get a job working for him, and I loved it, and I've been doing it ever since, and I now have my own boat.
My father did it part-time when I was a kid, and I've been on a boat since I was an infant doing it, and the kids just gravitated to it.
You want to do that one?
Mm-hmm. Wesley is learning the family business young, teaching him now what hard work really means.
In this industry, a lot of times this is how it starts. We start our kids at an early age doing this. He learns about working hard and just a love for the ocean and this industry.
Before you drop them back out, do you put anything in them to try to make the lobsters come in? And if so, what is it? Is that what that is?
Right here. So I have some pig hide and 2 redheads.
Getting up before dawn and putting in those early hours, and it's clearly paying off.
Oh, he got one. So when did you put that out?
Earlier today.
But it's not just Wesley learning the ropes.
Wesley was a lobsterman's son. Even though he was only 8 years old, he was already a hard worker.
His big sister is getting in on the family business too.
So basically, I was inspired by Wes, and because he was working super hard at a young age, and that made me want to write something about it. Guy used a hook called a gaff to help Wesley grab the buoy. They tugged and tugged, then finally it came up.
And sharing the story of their family with the world.
I've always loved writing, and I thought I could bring that to life in a book.
The Youngest Lobsterman by 11-year-old Elle Eaton.
Once all the lobsters were weighed, Guy looked at the scale. 145 pounds today, Wesley. Good haul.
Shares the story of her brother Wesley aboard the eyesore with their grandfather, lovingly known as Guy.
It's about 8-year-old Wes going on adventures with lobstering, and he sees sea creatures and pulls up every new thing in a trap, and he has to solve a problem of seals getting into his trap.
I felt pretty surprised.
What did you think when you found out that you were going to be kind of co-star of this children's book?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's a good kid. She skipped a grade in school.
The book takes you along an adventure at sea and the difficult challenges that can come with it.
The hardest part was probably trying to come up with more and more ideas, and it was hard to come up with a problem on what I was going to do, how I was going to say it, and coming up with the different words to describe things and make children and people really understand it, because most people really don't know what lobstering is about, so it was hard to come up with that. Wait, he has a little blue on him.
She says writing a children's book is no easy feat, but someone's got to do it, and who better than her?
And I learned a lot from it of how writing really works and how to actually create a book, because most people are like, how do you do that? So it's just it's cool to learn how to do that.
It took a team to get this book to the shelf, with a big help from her former neighbor, Karen Goodwin, who not only illustrated the book, but had it published.
Guy and Wesley helped Dad unload his catch and load his bait as well. Wesley had always loved helping others.
The book can be found in 53 stores all around New England.
It's just so cool.
And you just said you kind of hit a big milestone with sales, right?
Yeah, I'm now at 1,039 books sold.
at 11 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can also find it on the shelf at Nottingham Elementary School, where both Elle and Wesley are students.
I am proud of myself. I think that it's super cool, and I'm just like wow, I did this, and I'm like famous, and that makes me like super happy.
Reminding any 9 or 11-year-old that anything is possible if you try hard enough.
I'm happy for you. You know, some 11-year-olds may say, I don't think I can do this. So what is your message to them?
I'd say follow your dreams, stay in like a good zone where you can do anything and you know what you can do, and nobody can tell you otherwise, and you can do whatever you set your mind to.